There is a cruel disease that can slowly take away memories, language, independence, and even the ability to recognize the people we love. For the public, these 8 American celebrities seemed unforgettable. Their voices, faces, and achievements became part of popular culture. Yet away from the cameras, each of them faced a form of dementia that gradually changed everyday life for them and for their families. Some spoke publicly about the diagnosis. Others kept the struggle private until after their death. Today we remember 8 famous Americans who died after battling Alzheimer's disease or another form of dementia. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and tell us in the comments which person on this list left the strongest impression on you. Tony Bennett. The first name is Tony Bennett. The legendary singer died on the 21st of July, 2023, at the age of 96. For more than 7 decades, his warm voice had carried songs such as I Left My Heart in San Francisco to audiences around the world. Bennett was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2017, but the news was not made public until 2021. Even as his short-term memory declined, music remained deeply rooted inside him. He could forget a recent conversation and still perform an entire concert with remarkable precision. His final public performances took place at Radio City Music Hall alongside Lady Gaga. The concerts became especially moving because the audience understood that they were witnessing the closing chapter of an extraordinary career. Bennett's family later described how singing continued to bring him joy almost until the end of his life. Glen Campbell. The second name is Glen Campbell, one of the most successful country singers in American history. He died on the 8th of August 2017 at the age of 81 after a long battle with Alzheimer's disease. Known for songs such as Rhinestone Cowboy, Wichita Lineman, and Gentle on My Mind, Campbell had also been a gifted guitarist and television personality. His family announced his diagnosis in 2011. Instead of immediately disappearing from public life, he embarked on a farewell tour. The journey was documented in the film I'll Be Me, which showed both his musical brilliance and the painful progression of the disease. There were moments of confusion, forgotten lyrics, and exhaustion, but also flashes of humor and connection. By allowing cameras to follow the family, Campbell helped millions of people understand that dementia affects not only the patient, but everyone who provides love and care. Gene Wilder. The third name is Gene Wilder. The actor, remembered forever as Willy Wonka, died on the 29th of August 2016 at the age of 83 from complications related to Alzheimer's disease. Wilder had brought a unique mixture of tenderness, nervous energy, and comic brilliance to films including Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, and The Producers. Yet his illness remained private during the final years of his life. His family later explained that he did not want young fans to associate Willy Wonka with fear or sadness. Even while the disease progressed, his famous sense of humor remained. His wife recalled that he could still make jokes during difficult moments. After his death, she became involved in awareness efforts, describing the heartbreak of watching the man she loved slowly lose parts of himself. Pat Summitt. The fourth name is Pat Summitt, the legendary basketball coach who transformed women's college sports. She died on the 28th of June 2016, at only 64 after living with younger onset Alzheimer's disease. Summitt coached the Tennessee Lady Volunteers for 38 seasons, won 8 national championships, and became one of the most respected leaders in American sports. Her intense stare, discipline, and determination were famous. She revealed her diagnosis in 2011 when she was just 59. Rather than hide, she used her platform to educate the public and raise money for research. For a time, she continued coaching with support from her staff. Eventually, the disease forced her to step away from the court. Her courage changed the way many Americans understood early-onset Alzheimer's and showed that dementia can strike long before old age. We have already reached the middle of this video. If these stories are meaningful to you, leave a like and share the video. It helps us preserve the memories of these remarkable people while also raising awareness about the families living through dementia every day. Peter Falk. The fifth name is Peter Falk, the actor whose rumpled raincoat and sharp questions made Lieutenant Columbo one of television's most beloved detectives. He died on the 23rd of June 2011 at the age of 83. Falk won multiple Emmy Awards for Columbo and also appeared in films such as The Princess Bride, A Woman Under the Influence, and Murder by Death. His screen persona seemed absent-minded, but the character was always several steps ahead of everyone else. In real life, Falk was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and advanced dementia during his final years. The decline became severe enough that legal arrangements were required to manage his care and affairs. For fans, it was painful to learn that the man who had played such an unforgettable detective was losing access to his own memories. Still, Columbo remains one of the most recognizable figures in television history. Estelle Getty. The sixth name is Estelle Getty. She died on the 22nd of July 2008, at the age of 84, after battling Lewy body dementia for years. Getty became a star relatively late in life through her role as Sophia Petrillo on The Golden Girls. With her sharp tongue, tiny handbag, and perfect comic timing, she became one of the sitcom's most loved characters, and won both an Emmy and a Golden Globe. Behind the scenes, however, she began struggling to remember lines and follow the rhythm of scenes. At first, some people did not understand what was happening. Her condition was later identified as Lewy body dementia, a progressive brain disease that can affect thinking, movement, and behavior. She eventually retired from acting. Her final years were far quieter than the lively television world that had made her famous. Charlton Heston. The seventh name is Charlton Heston, the commanding actor known for playing Moses in the Ten Commandments and Judah Ben-Hur in Ben-Hur. He died on the 5th of April 2008, at the age of 84. Heston had spent decades portraying heroic and larger-than-life figures. In 2002, he publicly announced that doctors had identified symptoms similar to Alzheimer's disease. He told fans that he might gradually lose the ability to work, speak, and participate in public life. The announcement was one of his last major appearances. As his condition progressed, he withdrew from public view and remained at home with his family. His diagnosis created a painful contrast between the powerful characters he had played and the vulnerability caused by dementia. Even so, his performances continued to define some of Hollywood's most famous historical epics. Ronald Reagan. The eighth and final name is Ronald Reagan. Before becoming the 40th President of the United States, Reagan had worked as an actor, radio announcer, and television host. He died on the 5th of June, 2004, at the age of 93, after a decade-long struggle with Alzheimer's disease. In November 1994, Reagan announced his diagnosis in a letter to the American people. He explained that he and Nancy had decided to speak publicly because they hoped to increase understanding of the disease. His disclosure had an enormous impact, bringing Alzheimer's into conversations in homes across the